Hello and welcome back to the Football Rundown. We're here today to talk about Stockport County and what a fantastic win it was over Sutton United away from home today. 3-1, brilliant scoreline for Stockport County, and a Paddy Madden hat-trick as well. I think he scored 61 goals now in a Stockport County shirt, correct me if I'm wrong. More than he scored for any other club. I know that stat's certainly right. And like I said, a massive, massive win. I think I went with 3 or 4-0 to County today, so obviously 3-1. We did concede a goal. We couldn't hold on to the clean sheet, unfortunately, for Ben Hinchliffe. But 3 goals for Paddy Madden, a player which a lot of people had written off going into the season. But for the amount of people that wrote him off, there was still a lot of people backing him to go on and play a part this season. He certainly will have done that, and he's certainly done that today with a massive win, providing 3 goals. And I'm absolutely delighted with it. Look, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the game today. I wasn't able to go, but I was able to keep up with the score. Due to obviously personal things, family events and things like that. But as I say, I kept up with the game and Stockport County scored really early on. So you're thinking, okay, we're starting quick. In fact, we scored in the 3rd minute, the 30th, and the 45th plus first minute, so 46th minute. So by half time, we've got 3 goals to our name. So we were certainly looking to wrap this game up early, and we certainly did that. And Paddy Madden delivering, as he has done many times already this season. He did it obviously against Newport as well a few weeks ago, scoring a really important goal late on. So if Stockport County win the title, and let's be honest, pretty much secured automatic promotion, we're going to look back at a lot of moments where Paddy Madden's produced moments of brilliance. And I think ultimately, however you judge, however you look at Paddy Madden, I can't imagine too many people wouldn't be a fan of him right now with the influence he's having on this side. I certainly think he's got to have at least another year at Stockport County, and I still maintain that I think he's Stockport County's greatest player in this current side, and I said it a few weeks ago, and I maintain that, and I think today he's proved that with obviously bagging a hat-trick, all 3 goals for Stockport County, which has obviously had a massive impact on the league table and how that looks. So let's have a quick look at the league table then, obviously after the games have been played today. So obviously Stockport County sit top of the table as they did going into this match day, now on 80 points, 4 points ahead of Wrexham, with a game in hand over Wrexham as well, of course. MK Dons sat in 3rd, having played 43 matches in League 2 so far this season on 74 points. Obviously just 1 defeat in the last 5 with 3 wins and a draw. Mansfield Town have dropped to 4th in the table, level games with Stockport County, but 7 points between the two sides, and of course a hefty defeat for them today has seen their goals difference go down as well, with Stockport County now having a plus 41 goals difference and Mansfield Town having a plus 37. Of course, 3 defeats in their last 5. What's going wrong with Mansfield? Are they bottling the League 2 title? Are they potentially bottling automatic promotion? I want to get people's thoughts on that, but it does seem to be a bit of a decline over the last few weeks with their results, obviously dropping points against Colchester, the defeat today. They've had a few other defeats as well in the last few weeks. If I was a Mansfield Town fan at the moment, I'd be a little bit worried that potentially bottling the title, but also now currently in 4th, potentially bottling automatics. I mean, obviously, the teams in front of them, they've got games in hand over, and you would expect them to get back into the automatics. But if they don't get those results, that would be a worry. And as I say, I think that at the moment, they could be potentially bottling it at the wrong time in the season. Stockport County certainly look to be getting their act together at the perfect time as we approach the end of the season with just 5 games left now for Stockport County. We seem to be finding form at the perfect time. Mansfield, though, on the other hand, not so much. So it'd be interesting to get a Mansfield fan's perspective on obviously what's happening at your football club at the moment. Are you worried about potentially not even being promoted at automatically at this point, which seems crazy given the fact that they've been top of the table obviously for a few weeks after stealing Stockport County's place at the top of the table. Obviously County have got it back now, but I can't imagine Mansfield not being promoted automatically, and it's shocking when you look at that league table there to see that the 4th, obviously they expect them to get back into the automatics, but with the results they've had recently, I think it certainly would be on my mind if I was a Mansfield Town fan. Barrow, of course, is still in 5th, Crewe in 6th as well, and obviously as you go on further down the table, you see teams that are, of course, fighting to try and get in the playoffs as well. So it's going to be an interesting end to the League 2 season, but Stockport County, as I say, 4 points top of the table, 7 points clear between them and Mansfield. Going into the game on Tuesday night against Colchester, I'm fairly optimistic that County will do the job and get the all-important 3 points, which should put us in a really solid position. And in fact, if results go well elsewhere as well, Stockport County could even secure automatic promotion on Tuesday as well, which would be a bonus to have it done sooner rather than later. And then, as I say, just be able to have the freedom of focusing on trying to secure that League 2 title. So let's just have a look at the results that have taken place today. Then, of course, FC Wimbledon beat Salford City 1-0. Doncaster beating Morecambe 3-0 away from home. Morecambe travel to Edgeley Park on Saturday. Grimsby Town getting a 1-0 win over Newport County. Notts County bagging a 3-0 win over Harrogate Town. We've got to play them next Tuesday. Walsall beating Tranmere 3-1. Accrington being drawn level 0-0 with Crewe. Mansfield Town 4-1 losing to Crawley Town. Even at home as well, it's another bad result for Mansfield Town. How do you end up being in a position where you end up losing 4-1 at home to Crawley Town? I get that Crawley are sort of putting on a late push for playoff places, but even still, Mansfield have been really solid this season. What's going wrong with them? Wrexham managing to get in front and beating Colchester 2-1 as well. MK Dons beat Forest Green 2-0 away from home. Bradford beat Gillingham 1-0 narrowly at home. And of course, Sutton United lost 3-1 at home to Stockport County, where Swindon managed to beat Barrow away from home 2-0. So obviously we know how that shapes the table as well at the moment. We know that obviously Stockport County are in top spot. We know Wrexham are second. We know that MK Dons are in third. And we know that Mansfield have dropped out of the automatics and currently find themselves fourth in League 2 with just a few games left. Let's have a look at the fixtures coming up as well for all these sides. Obviously Wrexham have got Crawley next. I wonder if that's a banana skin for Wrexham, given the fact they just handed Mansfield an absolute battering. It'd be brilliant, obviously, if they could do that for us. Then they'll take on Forest Green, Crewe, Stockport County, and then they've got a pre-season friendly with Chelsea, which seems to be coming up. But obviously, just 4 games left for them in the League 2 season. And where do I see them getting points? I mean, Crawley Town could be a difficult one. I know it's at home, but they've just given Mansfield an absolute battering at home as well. Forest Green, you'd imagine they get 3 points from that. I think Forest Green are going to be relegated from League 2. Crewe away is going to be a difficult game, and obviously County at home on the final game of the season. Maybe Wrexham don't get the points. I mean, I'm looking at there. They possibly draw with Crewe. They beat Forest Green. They possibly lose to Crawley. I mean, maybe 4 points from the last 4. I can't see them beating Stockport County with the momentum that County have behind them at the moment. Especially if County know that they're fighting for the title as well. I mean, I just think County will be too strong on that day. So I want to know people's thoughts on how many points you think Wrexham will take from the last 4 games to them. I'm going to go with 4 points from the last 4. So I want to get your thoughts in the comments below on that. Let's have a look at Mansfield Town and their fixtures coming up. Of course, they've got an extra game as well. Mansfield Town have Forest Green next. It's a perfect game for Mansfield Town on paper. Obviously they've had some bad results recently. They'll look at this as an opportunity to try and reset, try and get some more points on the board, try and get back into the automatics. And of course, they'll still want to try and push for that title, because I think that there was very much a feeling a few weeks ago they may well just go on to win it, and it looks like they're bottling it at the moment. So they'll want to go into that game against Forest Green near the bottom of the table, and they'll want to absolutely wipe the floor with them. So obviously got Forest Green, then MK Dons away from home. That's going to be a really, really tricky fixture for both sides, of course. Then they'll move on to Accrington, who, of course, Stockport County will take on just 4 days later at Edgeley Park. Then they'll take on Gillingham at home on the 20th, where County will have Accrington. And then I think they've got Barrow on the final day, which again could be interesting, as both teams could be trying to get into the automatics or potentially stay in the playoffs, given the circumstances at that point in time. So a really tricky end, really, in terms of the end of the season for Mansfield. Apart from that Forest Green game, all the rest of the games could be fairly tricky. Probably the easiest after that is probably Gillingham or Accrington. But again, there's no easy games in League 2, is there? So let's just have a look at MK Dons' remaining fixtures. They've got just 3 fixtures left in League 2 this season. And Mansfield Town, of course, we mentioned, that's the next game up for them. Then they got Harrogate away, and then Sutton United. So you'd imagine, two out of them 3 games are fairly winnable games for MK Dons, of course. Harrogate, you'd expect them to get the win. They seem to be a better team than them at the moment, so you'd imagine maybe 6 points or 7 points from the remaining 3 fixtures. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. But as I say, from a Stockport County point of view, the teams we've got to play, the confidence we're in at the moment, I fully expect Stockport County to secure automatic promotion as soon as possible, and then go on and try and win the title, which I think is very much in sight for Stockport County. Another thing that will be in sight for Stockport County as well is the return of Louis Barry. Obviously, we spoke about it yesterday. The disappointment that he wasn't going to be involved today. The disappointment that he probably won't be involved on Tuesday, but there's an outside chance he'll be involved from the bench on Tuesday. But again, and I think we spoke about this, and it was the discussion was had in the comments section as well afterwards about Louis Barry, and the fact that Villa don't want to risk him on the kind of pitches that we'll be playing on over the next, well, obviously the game against Colchester. We know how bad their pitch, that's been well spoke about in League 2 this season already. So I think Aston Villa, they don't want to risk him playing on a dodgy pitch. We don't want to obviously risk him having another injury when he's just come back from one. So it does look like he'll probably be involved on Saturday at Edgeley Park against Morecambe. But obviously there's an outside chance he may well come on off the bench against Colchester should we need him. And I think that'll be, the spark that we want, the spark that we don't necessarily need now, because we seem to have that form and that momentum in us anyway. But it's just an added bonus to have a player like him who we know can score goals, and hopefully he can come into the side, whether that's last few minutes against Colchester, whether that's from the start or off the bench on Saturday at Edgeley Park. Hopefully he can just provide that extra little bit of boost to get County over the line, as I say, secure an automatic promotion, but also then going on to try and win the title, because at the moment, the points we're on at the moment, 4 points top of the table, quite a few points ahead of obviously MK Dons and Mansfield as well, who were on level games with Mansfield. So you'd expect County to accumulate quite a few points from the last remaining games, and as I say, that title's got to be in sight now. I know a lot of people have said, let's focus on just getting promoted automatically, we're not bothered to win the title. But it's ours to lose now, and I think that's the thing. So, as I say, secure automatic promotion over the next week, and then all focus goes on to, trying to win the League 2 title. And as I say, I've got a champion shirt behind me there from the year when we secured the National League 2 years ago. There may well be a League 2 champion shirt on sale in the next few weeks at Edgeley Park, because I certainly expect us now to win that title. And I think I'm very confident in saying that now with the points between us and other sides, given the fact that we got games in hand as well over them. I'm fully confident in saying that I do think Stockport County will win the title now this season. I do think we'll go up as champions, and I think we'll be in League 1 next season. So hopefully that will be the case. I'm obviously looking forward to the game on Tuesday night as well now. I should be going live as well ahead of the game on Tuesday night, an hour ahead of kick-off on this channel, so do stay tuned to obviously try and see that, check that out, get involved. If you haven't been involved before, it's a general discussion pre-match where we go over a bit of pre-match prediction, a bit of team use discussion as well. And as I say, it's really good for people who want to get their thoughts in, want to get their comments and live interaction ahead of the game. And of course, we will be live immediately after the full-time result as well on Tuesday night. So stay tuned on the channel for that, of course. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. Of course, get your comments involved in the comment section below as well. Have your say, create the debate. So like the video, get your comments involved. Subscribe if you're not already, and if you're new to the channel. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully Stockport County can get the win on Tuesday. Looks like we're going to go up as champions. So I'm absolutely delighted about it. But as I say, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.